Alright, like I said, scrap what I just said. What I just did, rather. Feed the Flames is no more. I realize Death Sentence on Ash Blast does stack with all my other debuffs, as you saw it do there. So, yeah, no, I much prefer that. I mean, Feed the Flames was nice, mostly just because it's like, okay, at least I can make it so I don't have to reload my primary. But the thing is, I mean, it was nice, but at the same time, I still don't usually, I don't reload much anyway, because I'm shooting my gun so little and my skills are ready so quickly that I'm constantly using them again, so I still have to reload now, which is still annoying. I tried swapping to an SMG with the same mods and stats, because it's like it has a faster reload. Then I realized that actually was inferior because it shoots so fast with such a smaller clip that I'm always reloading. Whereas with my LMG, like you see now, I think for the first time having to reload it now, or maybe second time. Like I can go so much longer without having to reload the LMG, and even though it has a longer reload, it's still not painfully long when you're using the standard mag. And sometimes I'll try and time it before when my cooldowns are both my skills are on cooldown to make it easier too that way. Also, I didn't do it in this expedition, but I'll probably also deliberately try to shoot less too, because again, it's like I mainly just shoot it to activate the mods, and that's it for the damage and the healing, because that's really what Weapon Leech is healing me a ton from, is Sandstorm and Death Chains, not my gun damage. My gun damage is terrible, so yeah, so Death Sentence does stack with Branded, and Burnt Out. Burnt Out also stacks on each other too. So I tested it, and I'm like, yep, I do Heat Wave, then I do Heat Wave. I tested it by just looking at burns damage. So I do Heat Wave again, and my burn damage would go up on the dude I was testing it on. I do Branded, it goes up. Then I do Death Sentence, it goes up again. So they're definitely all stacking together, to the point that I notice if I can get all three of them on an elite, when I activate my Moaning Winds, I can one-tap them at full health, which is actually something I've never been able to do on anyone for my builds, which, always have virtually no anomaly or gun damage stacking anywhere. So it's actually very hard for me to get that kind of crazy damage where I can actually one-tap it solo in elite if I get all the debuffs on them. Now, is it worth my time always trying to get every single debuff on these dudes? No, it's not. But I like it because with all these three skills, I'm always slapping something good on people for myself and for my team. That's why I wanted to do this. This is actually what I originally wanted to do. I didn't want to use Feed the Flames. I won it when I foresaw it when I wrote out this build and realized what I wanted to do. I realized I did want to use Ash Blast, and I had it narrowed down where it's like so many mods to choose from, and I realized, all right, let's just simply get one mod. We'll just use Death Sentence. We're not even going to get the extra range on it either, because it's like its range, if you pay attention, is still decent. It goes beyond just your 10-meter close range, so it's maybe like 20 or 30-meter range on it, enough to even reach like the moderate distance. And on this dude, I'm always fighting in close range anyway, so I prefer that. Yeah, so I go through this. You'll see I actually do it in almost a minute less this time, so it's definitely proof that I'm doing more damage because of Death Sentence. And I really think it makes me help my team a lot more, because now I really do have just the maximum debuffed Pyro for close range, basically. And I am just insanely tanky. I didn't go into Ash Blast, didn't really nerf my tanking, I can tell at all. If anything, I actually realized it helped some, because even though I have no Ash duration or status power, I still have a low cooldown on Ash Blast, like 10.5 seconds, and the Ash on enemies still lasts a few seconds regardless. So I notice, you'll see I still get breathers, which is nice for close range, because I can freeze all the dudes next to me, as well as debuff them, then just activate Moaning Winds and one-tap them all without them stun-locking me constantly like they did before. So I actually noticed this was even better for my survivability too, by swapping to Ash Blast. And now I like all three of my skills and everything I do. It's just fun. I love Thermal Bomb is just fun, and then Heat Wave is cool. So I really wanted to do a build like this.
Artillery support incoming!
Now with that, I'm going to just exit the hole. hearing my annoying voice, that's probably sounding terrible since I'm poor and record everything on my phone right now, so with 10-minute maximum lengths, so heck, I still don't even know how to do thumbnails, honestly. I'm not a YouTuber at all, so maybe eventually I'll learn finally.